come on now, man. That just wasn't logical. And you know what? I make leeways though, because that's what horror movies do. You have to make the characters do stuff in order to get events to happen. So it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the movie, but it was just so nonsensical. I mean, and you didn't even see nothing, but just hearing the kids screaming, I was like, God damn, I know I wanted you to get your comeuppance, but not like this. Not like this. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be reviewing the new horror movie Cobweb, about a little boy who is being haunted. Now, that is the gist of what I knew going into this movie. I didn't see a preview. I just read a synopsis, went to see it, and I really feel like this day and age, I don't know, I'm at a point where I don't even want to see previews. I don't like to see previews. I feel like I have a much more enjoyable experience watching a movie just pretty much blind. I just saw the new Mission Impossible, didn't see a preview for that movie, and I keep hearing people complaining about the big motorcycle dive off the cliff, how that was kind of ruined in the trailer. And I'm just like, I didn't see it till I saw the movie. So it amps up the experience. So I just feel like going into movies blind, it's just giving me a much better experience of the movie. Now, I sat down to see Cobweb. I didn't know anything that the movie had going for it. And I feel like a big plus for this movie is the surprises that the story takes, right? So the movie is pretty much, it's a lot with the movie that's very typical. First of all, I'm so sick of the bully kid. I'm sorry. I'm sick of bullies and I'm sick of the bully kid. Like, of course, the kid we follow is like this sweet, soft-spoken, loner, bullied kid. Been there, done that. Can we please do something else? I am just so, I'm sick of it. I'm so over it. And the movie is very much giving Antlers. If you saw that horror movie that came out, I think a few years ago, maybe 2021, it's very much giving People Under the Stairs. And it's very much giving that movie Hidden with Alexander Skarsgård. Now, the only reason it's giving Hidden is because I remember my first watch of Hidden. Again, randomly came across the movie, didn't know anything, didn't see a preview, just saw the movie. My first experience with Hidden, I thought that was like one of the greatest horror movies I had seen in my life. I was so on edge because throughout the entirety of the movie, you don't know what the threat is. So it's just kind of like, what is it? What is it? Like, I was on edge. Now, on rewatch, it went down a bit. Like, once the mystery was gone, the movie wasn't as enjoyable to me. And that's how I'm feeling with Cobweb. I really enjoyed this movie, but I do feel like the enjoyment factor will go down on rewatch because the big mystery of what's going on and where the turn the story takes with you thinking you know what's going on, that was a big part of my enjoyment. So we have this little boy, Peter, and he, like I said, loner kid, he's being bullied. So irksome. Like, bullies are so irksome, y'all. Like, the kid, Peter, it's around Halloween. It's like a week before Halloween, which I thought them popping up on the screen 1 week before Halloween, I thought that was very unnecessary. Babe, we could get what's happening in the story. Like, you don't have to tell us it's a week before Halloween. I don't know why, but that kind of bugs me. But anyway, they're carving these pumpkins in class, and they have a substitute teacher. And it was weird because I'm guessing nobody was in the class, so we saw the kids just running a damn muck with no supervision. But they're carving these not carving pumpkins. They're drawing faces on pumpkins. And the substitute teacher, who had to be, y'all, the most ridiculous character, but we're going to get into her. The bully is so just like staring at the kid and his, like, why do you give about this kid and his pumpkin? Like, why are you so obsessed with this kid? Why are you staring at him? And it just annoys me. I don't want to see bullies in my movies. Like, I'm so over it. Like, we've told that story enough. We've written those characters enough. Let's move on. But anyway, so we have Peter, and he is being haunted. So Peter at home with his two psychotic parents, he keeps hearing like a knocking and noise, and then he hears a voice talking to him, and his parents don't know what he's talking about. So initially I thought it was a ghost. Okay, so we end up, let's get to the teacher. We have this substitute teacher that comes in, right? And she literally noticed little boy, probably probably not even a week. Like, I feel like she don't even know him for a week. She knows this little boy for a few days, right? And the little boy is hearing this voice, right? So at school, he draws a picture of him laying in bed and he puts "help me." Now, I don't think the kid was asking for help. I think that's what the voice was saying. The voice was saying "help me." He just drew it out. So this initially sparks the teacher's concern. But I feel like it was a lot of conveniences in the movie where it's like the writer just wants something to happen, so it just happens. First of all, okay, the kid drew a picture that said "help me," but the lengths the teacher goes to didn't make any sense. Like, it wasn't anything logical or any decision that feels like a real person would make. Now, I don't understand why we had to bring in a substitute teacher. Like, what? Why did we need that in the story? Because this would have been a lot more plausible to have the teacher come in to try and help the kid if this was his regular old teacher. This has been his teacher for the school year. She knows this kid. There have been instances before the movie starts that has troubled the teacher to make her feel like something isn't right at home. It would have just been a lot more logical, and it wouldn't have felt so convenient and just idiotic for the teacher to do some of the stuff she did. Now, upon her getting this drawing that says "help me," she pop up at the kid's house. That didn't make any sense. None whatsoever. Now, if you're a teacher and you have concerns about a student, I would think there's like a chain of how you handle stuff. And just in general, a chain of how you handle stuff. You don't just pop up at nobody's house. Like, if these people are crazy, what the hell are you going to do? Popping up at the damn house. It just didn't make any sense. I'm like, you don't call a meeting for the parents to come into the class. You just pop up at their house. You don't call, like, you just pop up. That didn't make any sense. But anyway, there was a lot of dialogue in the movie from the parents more so that felt really odd, but as unnatural as their dialogue felt, I think it was intentional because it was batshit crazy. And the mom would be saying the weirdest things, but I feel like it was intentional because she was kind of putting on a performance of a mom or a good mom. The teacher comes over for the first time and she meets with the mother, and this is when I noticed, hey, you can't even get out the front door. The front door is locked and the mom has to use a key to unlock it from the inside. She carries this key on her at all times, right? And she's talking to the teacher. She's like, I was a teacher before I became a mom. And I'm just like, huh? What? Like, what is that even supposed to mean? But I think it was just all part of the mom's psychosis. Now, the teacher pops up this time because she's concerned the kid drew this picture, which I thought it was weird she gave the mom the picture. I feel like I would have kept the picture as like, whatever evidence or whatever you're gathering to, for the basis of your concern. So the teacher pops up that one time. She pops up a second time. She pops up a third time. Again, it's just not logical that you don't go to nobody. And Peter is being bullied. And the voice that's talking to him in the wall is like hyping him up to do stuff. Because, this is how you manipulate. You try to see if you can get the person to do A. And if what you really want them to do is D. But you got to work your way to D. So you put little bugs in their ear and be like, oh, if I can, master puppeteer this person to do X, then I can get them to do the next thing. So the voice is telling Peter, you got to stand up for yourself against this bully, right? So Peter ends up just pushing the bully down the stairs and breaking the hell out of this kid's leg. Like, his leg was damn broke. Y'all, it looked like that kid won't ever be able to walk again. Like, his leg was effed the hell up. So Peter gets suspended from school. Y'all, why the teacher pop up at the house? Now, she done already talked to the principal. The principal wasn't happy that she just popped up at these people's house and tells her it's a lot of kids like Peter's, a lot of kids need help, etc., etc. Pretty much just kind of telling her ain't nothing you can really do. Definitely not in your hands to just pop up at the kid's house. So after Peter gets suspended, he had one last math test he did. Y'all, this was so stupid. The teacher writes her phone number, biggest day, at the top of the paper, and that's her excuse to go to the house. Like, oh, Peter left this, he had this one last test, and I just wanted to bring it. He only missed 2. This didn't make any sense to me. Because, like I said, it would have made more sense if this was his regular teacher. Because they trying to paint it as, oh, the teacher suspects, there's something sinister happening. No, the teacher just was overstepping boundaries and doing too damn much, and it just wasn't logical. She gets to the parents' house, and this didn't make any sense. The parents let her in the house. She asking questions about where Peter, where the kid, what. He was suspended. No, he wasn't suspended, y'all. He was expelled. I'm like, the kid was expelled. What the hell else do you think he's supposed to be? Why the hell are you here? Why do we even let you in the house? We don't have to explain nothing to you. And this whole scene was crazy because when she comes in the house, the dad has a hammer in his hand. Excuse me, sir. And he's bleeding. He has this big gash. She's like, oh, remodels. And the whole interaction is odd as hell. And Peter is locked in the basement. Peter got in trouble and he gets grounded. And by getting grounded, he gets locked in the basement. Now, the basement is hidden behind a refrigerator. Because the whole movie is pointing to the parents being the evil that's happening, right? So, at the same time the teacher is here, the kid locked in the basement, the washing machine is going and banging. And it just suddenly, like, you know how the washing machine go through its cycle? It's quiet, then it start banging, then it's quiet. So the kid is banging and yelling, help me, but the washer is banging as well. So the teacher go to start leave, the washer is silent, and all you hear is the kid banging. The dad right behind her, and she's like, what's that? You literally hear banging. It's quiet as a mouse, and all you hear is banging. The dad talking about something. What's what? The banging. Oh, that's the washing machine. 5 seconds later, the washing machine cut on. Like, this was just so weird and so odd. Like, it's like the movie was trying to just make it where, oh, the teacher has, like, reason. No, the teacher was just a fool. And this whole thing was just so weird. It just would have made a lot more sense if it was the regular teacher who, over the course of time, had like strange or things happening to make the teacher suspicious. But y'all, why the teacher in the damn car? And the dad comes over, she realized she ain't got her keys. Like, when you walked in, why the hell you put your keys down? Like, what the hell is going on? But the dad comes out because she forgot her keys, and he got the damn hammer in his hand. The hammer that he put down in the kitchen. Why the hell you come to my window with a damn hammer in your hand? A hammer you had to pick up before coming out here. And then the teacher come up to the house a third time. And I was like, she better have a weapon. No, the hell she didn't. She better have called somebody. No, the hell she didn't. You mean to tell me you made multiple visits to this house that's weird and odd as hell? The dad literally has a damn hammer in his hand when he comes to your car. But you think the kid is in danger. But you come back to the house a third time unarmed. No backup, no help, ain't called nobody. Nobody probably don't know she there. She could have disappeared. Nobody would ever know what the hell happened. Come on now, man. That just wasn't logical. And you know what? I make leeways, though, because that's what horror movies do. You have to make the characters do stuff in order to get events to happen. So it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the movie, but it was just so nonsensical. But now, the most entertaining and interesting part of the movie for me was the parents. They were so weird. So I spent the whole movie just like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Especially the mom. The dad was pretty much just damn scary, but the mom was like psychotic. She was like insane. Child, the kid, even without the haunting in the walls, child, this kid had a lot to be scared of. Because what kind of parents lock their child in the damn basement? The damn basement. And was he like chained in the basement? Because it was like a damn chain down there. I don't know, y'all. It was so damn insane. But the parents were the most, I feel like if you take the parents out of the movie, it would have been kind of boring. They were the most interesting part. The kid was a very good actor, definitely convincing, but really wasn't very entertaining or exciting to watch. He could have just been any old kid. Like, it really wasn't anything special, in my opinion. I mean, it's a kid, so automatically you're gonna like feel bad for the kid. You're gonna not want anything to happen to the kid because it's a kid. So I feel like that's just kind of a cheap way, to get people to care about your character. Just like make them a kid, make them, the victim of bullying. But the parents were the most entertaining part of the story. And now the thing in the wall, at first I thought it was a ghost because I believe like the parents, like initial watch, the parents being like, they ain't hitting nothing, ain't nothing going on. I'm just like, yeah, this must be a ghost. But then when Peter gets locked in the basement and he's like, talk to me, please. And the voice isn't there. But then once he's off punishment and goes back to his room, which by the way, when he off punishment, why he in a tub and his mama bathing him? I thought that was so weird. Like, this little boy is old enough to bathe his damn self. And she wasn't even like bathing him. She was just taking a rag with water and rubbing his back. Like, I'm just like, that ain't how you bathe, babe. Like, what is, I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, when Peter gets back to his bedroom, the voice is there again. And that's when I said, oh, this not a ghost. Because the ghost, if it's a ghost, the ghost could pop up anywhere. The ghost would have popped up in the basement. I said, no, this is a real girl living in the wall. Now, what we get a piece of in this story is Peter wants to go out on Halloween trick-or-treating like the rest of the kids. He wants to dress up for Halloween. But his parents tell him that, oh, you know that house at the end of the street? Before you were born, this girl was kidnapped trick-or-treating on Halloween. Now, that's the story we get for the parents for why the kid can't go out. But of course, the parents is weird as hell, evil as hell. So you're like, oh, nah, it was the parents that kidnapped that little girl. The parents got the little girl. So now I'm thinking, oh, this that little girl that went missing. They the ones kidnapped her. She the one living in the walls talking to the little boy. It's not a ghost. But that's why I say that mystery of what was actually happening, what was actually in the walls, who the hell put whatever was in the walls in the wall, like the mystery of the girl going missing, all that is what makes this initial watch very intriguing and very entertaining, because you want to know what the hell happened to the girl that was missing, who the hell in the wall, what the hell the parents did to the child. Now, the voice in the wall sounds like a little girl. I meant to say that. It's like, has like this very young child, little girl voice, right? And I'm so mad I didn't pick up on this, because the voice tells Peter that she's his sister and that the parents killed the missing girl. And I didn't even pick up on the fact that I literally said to my mama who was next to me, oh, his sister gotta be a teenager. And I'm mad I didn't pick up on the fact that if she's older than him, why the hell would she have a little young girl's voice? And I'm so mad I didn't pick up on that. But y'all, she is trying to convince Peter that the parents are going to kill her. The parents are going to kill him. He's like, my parents will never kill anyone. And she says, well, they've done it before. Check the backyard. Now, this kind of ain't make no sense. They got a whole huge backyard. And I thought this was odd. Why the hell they got like a pumpkin patch in the backyard? Like, not like a garden, but like a pumpkin patch. I thought that was weird. Like what are y'all using these pumpkins for? Why do y'all have a whole pumpkin patch in your backyard? What is the point or use of that? I don't know, y'all. I thought that was very, very strange. But anyway, Peter goes to the backyard. And I would think the mom has to let him in the backyard, but they portrayed it like the mom going through the house and she didn't know what the hell Peter was doing. But we saw that she has a key to the front door, but I would presume you need a key to get out the front or back door, but whatever the hell. He in the backyard, he's digging, and he comes across a skull, which is the most haphazard burying of a body I've ever seen, because it was extremely shallow. But anyway, so the voice ends up, and he plays it off when his mom comes out. He's like, oh, I thought we could carve this pumpkin. And she just go back in the house. Very weird. Like, excuse me, ma'am, your son talking to you. But anyway, so the voice tells him that the parents killed the little girl down the street that went missing. Those are the bones buried in the backyard. The parents are going to kill us too. You got to get me out of here. Now, y'all, the parents were the most entertaining part, but it really don't add up or make sense. They had a lot of situations with the parents that in the end, when you find out the actual story, kind of don't make sense. So the dad ends up, because the mom gets upset when, after Peter finds those bones, he goes to call his teacher, and the teacher was so goddamn stupid. He go to call his teacher, and I actually like how they did this scene. He was in his parents' room to use the phone, and he kept having to like walk, look back, out the door, down the hall, make sure his mama wasn't coming, be on the phone, walk, look back. And he just keep doing that. He on the phone whispering to the lady who think he in an abusive house. He's whispering that he need help. She's like, what did you say? And she's like in the classroom, like eating a sandwich or something, some hell child, whatever. This lady ain't have nothing to do. Okay, she really did not have anything to do. So he ends up stepping back, and the mama, he don't see nobody in the hallway. The mama is right there in the room, and he like quickly hangs up the phone, and the phone rings. You think a little boy is being abused? He calls you whispering, and your bright idea is to call the house back when he hangs up the phone like mid-sentence and tell the mother who you suspect of abuse that the little boy just called you. Come on now, that's stupid. That's stupid. If you suspect, that's like me asking a child in front of the parents that I suspect is abusing them, hey, are your parents abusing you? Why would the child say yes with the parents right there? Like, that's how stupid this felt. Why the hell would the kid that you think is in danger call you whispering? If I'm whispering, that means I don't want nobody to hear that I'm on the damn phone. You gonna call back? Come on now, child. And then tell the mom, and she just made up some story. Oh, he misses you. Oh, but he got shy. And she hangs up the phone. So she ended up yelling at the kid, wait till your father gets home. So the dad gets home, and the parents are in there having this whispered, hushed conversation about cleaning the house. I couldn't really make out everything they were saying, but they said something about cleaning the house and getting rid of something. And Peter's on the stairs listening. And this was some good parts of the movie was, I hate those horror movies where it's like super dark and you just can't see nothing. But this was one of those movies where it's dark, but you can see, and the way they play with the darkness was really good. When Peter is on the stairs listening to his parents have this conversation, you have this shot where it's dimly lit and you can see the little boy on the stairs, but the shadows of the parents are like towering over him. There were a lot of points of us seeing like dimly lit shadowy figures that actually was really appeasing to the eye. Like, it looked really good. But they end up realizing the little boy on the stairs, he run up, jump in the bed like he sleep child. And the dad ends up taking Peter outside the next day, acting all sinister and being like, oh, we're going to dig a hole because you see these pumpkins, they have this rot and it's going to spread and infect all the other pumpkins. Like, what was all this? What was we, like, it was just a lot of points in the movie where the parents were acting very sinister. But then when we find out what the whole thing is, it's like, okay, why was y'all even acting like this? What the course y'all really gonna bury? Like, it just didn't add up. It didn't add up at all for me. So the voice on the wall, his big sister. Peter's sister keeps telling him, they're gonna kill us. You have to do something, Peter. You gotta do something. And I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is this kid supposed to do? He's a kid. Like, what is he supposed to do? So she just keeps putting it on him. They're going to kill us. You have to do something. So now it's Halloween. And they eating the weirdest little slop I done ever seen. That's supposed to be soup. But it's, y'all, it was the strangest little porridge I done ever seen. But they're eating dinner. And the dad keeps telling Peter, stop playing with your food, because he just kind of tussling around with it. They get trick-or-treaters at the door. The mom is in a fit. She was just so weird. And she comes back to the table and the dad is like, did you do something different with the soup? Oh no, like, it tastes great, but there's just like a flavor in here. The second he said that, I said, oh, that's the rat poisoning. Because when Peter kept hearing the noise in the wall, his dad was like, oh, it's probably a rat. And he put out this rat poison and the kid was like, oh, it smells like cinnamon. So the second the dad was like, it's a weird taste, I was like, yep, that's that rat poisoning. I just called it the second he said that. And him and the mom are like, yeah, what's this flavor? And they say cinnamon. And they just keep eating. And I'm like, y'all, cinnamon, dad, it's the rat poisoning. And I could not believe it was not dawning on them. So they're just eating. Bowls are literally like empty. And the dad looks over at Peter, who hasn't touched his soup bowl full, and it suddenly dawns on him. And I'm like, why didn't this dawn on you? Like, the second you thought something tasted weird, and y'all niggas said cinnamon. But I didn't know what was, like, at this point, like I said, we still don't necessarily know what's in the wall. We think that the little sister is in the wall. So before this whole scene, we saw the bully kid with his broken leg in a car with like 3 other kids, like big kids. I think like his big brother and maybe his big brother friends coming to Peter's house to get revenge. And this whole thing ain't make no sense, but y'all, we get into it. So I was like, oh shoot, when the bullies come, the parents gonna kill them. Like, I was hyped by that, because I just can't stand no bullies, and I'm sick of them in my movies. But I was like, Lord, let the bullies die. Like, sorry, but I was. So, but child, them poor kids did not deserve what happened to them. Woo, child. Talk about getting your goddamn comeuppance for being a bully. But so when we find out that the rat poison happened, because I was thinking the bullies would get to the house, break in or something. The kind of like people under the stairs, when we go up in there and it's like, oh damn, what the hell we done got into? We can't even get the hell out. I'm thinking while the parents busy killing the bullies, Peter could run free with his little sister. Because at this point, I'm still thinking big sister. I don't know why I keep I keep calling her little sister by mistake, because she was putting on this little baby little girl voice. And again, I'm so mad that I didn't be like, you know what, if she older, why she got a little child voice? But that's what I was thinking. So once they start to die of the rat poison, because the dad just started throwing up and hacking blood and murder. And I'm like, damn, you die that quick from rat poisoning? God damn, y'all just ate. They wouldn't have even, because he was telling the wife, call 911. She goes to grab the phone, but the phone cord has been cut. But they wouldn't have even had time for the ambulance to come. Like, them niggas dropped dead real quick. So the dad drops dead, and the mom gets a knife and goes after Peter. He ends up running up the stairs, but she's sick. She started throwing up. She fall and die. Now, I kept asking, like, initially at the top of the movie, when the kid is being haunted, I was like, well, he done lived in this house his whole life. His parents killed this little girl before he was born. Why is he only just now suddenly being haunted? Why is he only just now hearing his voice? Why is his sister just now speaking to him? The justification for this was so stupid. So remember I told y'all we got this the secret basement behind the refrigerator, right? Which I don't even know why the hell we hide in the basement. Whatever the hell. But we also have a little secret door that I'm going to presume leads to like an attic that has this big grandfather clock in front of it. So the sister's whole thing was, I had to wait till you were big enough. Huh? Like, y'all, when we put all the pieces together, it don't make no sense, okay? So Peter takes the keys off his mom's waist, and me being me, I would have took them keys, I would have opened that front door, I would have got a heck about to Dodge City, told the police, hey, I got a big sister locked in the damn walls. But anyway, he goes to let his sister out, and I thought this was actually a part when I was like, oh shoot, because he trying to move this big behind grandfather clock, and I'm like, I wouldn't be trying to pull it towards me, because I'm thinking that mother could fall on you. I'm like, I would push it, but he's able to move it. He goes to unlock the door, and immediately it gets real sinister and creepy. And that little girl baby voice is gone. And Peter is scared and he runs out. And all I could think was, God dang, bro, you left the keys. You can't get out the house without them keys. And this is when everything, like all your expectations, all your theories, everything, like I said, first I thought it was a ghost. And we thought the parents was the evil ones. We thought little sister was in the wall. Big sister was in the wall. Everything that you kept thinking was happening with the story, you kept being wrong. And I love that the movie kept taking those turns with the story. So at this point, baby, this ain't no girl. I mean, it's like a monster. And I still don't really understand it. But we don't get to really see the thing. We kind of see like an arm or a hand is, like I said, kind of moving in like shadowy ways, moving like a spider. And that's when I immediately am like, that's the title Cobweb. Because the monster has this like Rapunzel-esque but disgusting hair that's super crazy long. And Peter runs to hide under his bed. Now, as the monster is free, that's when the bullies pop up, right? So, I didn't think this made no sense. Because what the hell was the bullies gonna do? Beat up the parents? Like, I'm thinking you attack the kid, you come to the house during the day when you think the parents at work, or you scope out the house, wait for the parents to leave. No. The bullies go to the front door, knock on the door, and they yelling, Peter, are you in there? I would think his parents finna come to the door. Like, I just didn't think that made the slightest sense. But the door just creaks open, and the bullies just go inside. And they start just destroying the house. Y'all, we can't put too much thought into it. We can't put too much logic. We gotta just enjoy it. So we destroying the house. The main, the bully of the situation hobbling around on his cane. And all I could think was, because we saw the monster moving the bodies real quick, but I'm like, it ain't no way you could have moved all the poison they threw up in the blood. But no, we get to the kitchen and we see the mess from the dad, right? And one of the bullies go upstairs and is in the room. And of course the bully realizes that Peter is under the bed, starts to pull him out. Now, this simultaneously was annoying me as I was watching the movie, but I feel like it was actually the best decision, because when they finally gave me what I wanted, I wasn't satisfied. Okay, so as the monster big sister hybrid thing is going through the house killing the bullies, which it wasn't even making sense how the bullies was getting killed, because one bully gets killed and it's kind of like he exploded, because it's just like a bunch of blood that just explodes out. How the hell was he killed? And that is what was annoying me during this whole scene. We could never actually see the monster, and we could never actually see anybody getting killed. And y'all know me. I want to see my gore. I want to see something explicit. So I was kind of annoyed, like, man, why they not showing us? That was actually the better idea, though, to keep that mystery. Because when they finally show us the face of the monster big sister thing, which is way later when the little boy is like locked downstairs and the monster reveals his face, the face was giving Grim Cuddy. Do y'all remember that stupid behind horror movie that I reviewed from Hulu last year? Check that out if y'all didn't. It was giving Grim Cuddy. That's what the face was giving. It was giving that thing from, was it Beetlejuice? Oh, that's such a faint memory in my head when I was a kid. I want to say the thing from Beetlejuice. It just was not good. Like, whatever you were imagining was much better than what we ended up getting. Now, the bully with the broken leg walking with his crutches, he slips and falls in a bunch of blood. And when he knocks, like falls down, that's when this little trap door opens in the wall. Which, how many damn secret doors they got in this house? And you could see where the mom and dad were like stuffed in there. And child, all you hear is the poor kid scream. Okay, y'all, I don't be giving a damn what happened to no bullies. I be like, kill them all when I watch these movies. But goddamn, this kid did not deserve this. Woo, child. I mean, and you didn't even see nothing, but just hearing the kid screaming, I was like, God damn, I know I wanted you to get your comeuppance, but not like this. Not like this. Y'all, let's get to the damn teacher. The teacher pops up at the house yet again. Okay, wait, before the teacher pops up, the monster ends up being like, while they loved you, I was stuck in the walls, da-da-da-da-da. So, jealous of Peter, I suppose, and locks Peter in like, okay, so there was a basement, but then it was also like a wishing well. Like, I need to see the damn floor plan for this house, because it's crazy. But it's like some kind of well dungeon thing that's like super deep. That the monster big sister thing locks Peter in. And I guess now you free and Peter down there. So really the whole time this monster was just gaming Peter. And my takeaway from the movie is the parents never killed the neighbor girl. The big sister monster thing did, and the parents just covered it up, realized that this thing was dangerous, and locked them in a wall. But none of this makes any logical sense. Because you got a whole human monster hybrid thing living in the walls, but you never hear it walking around. You don't smell it because the thing don't bathe. This is years. When we first see that secret hatch behind the grandfather clock, the mom is bringing the monster something, so we're feeding it and stuff, which means you gotta, dispose of all the stuff you intake, but we don't smell. It just don't make any sense because when people under the stairs, we were living in the damn basement, okay? And the little thing missing his tongue was crawling through the wall sometime to go talk to the girl, but then we was living in the basement. But it's just not adding up for me with this movie. And also, why didn't the parents just kill this thing instead of just trapping it in the wall? Whatever. But then also, I literally, till right now, I don't know if this thing is supposed to be human. Because that's all I kept saying was, are they trying to say the mom birthed this thing? Like, it was like a monster and it was superhuman. It had superhuman strength, and it could like grip and climb walls. Like, are you telling me this thing is supposed to be human? Like a human birthed this thing? But if this thing is so strong, why did it need Peter to get out? When the mom would open that door to move the grandfather clock, open the door to give you water, food, whatever the hell, why you ain't just get out? The mom didn't have a weapon when she did this, when we saw. So it's a lot of it that don't add up. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie. So, I wasn't questioning it too much. I was just going with it. Okay? Sometimes you gotta just go with it. Okay, so the idiot teacher comes up to the house. And the same way the bully came with folk, I just knew that if she was gonna pop up again, she would come with a boyfriend, a big brother, baby, somebody, have a weapon, have child services with her. No, she was by herself. She did not have a weapon. And then I just knew she was going to try to like sneak and break in the house. No, she rings the doorbell. She knocks on the door. And I would love to know if the parents would have answered the door, what the hell was she going to say? What the hell was she going to do? Oh, y'all, this annoyed me so much. But anyway, the door just creaks open. She comes in. She's looking around. The little big sister monster like claws at her leg and cuts her. I thought this was so funny. The little boy is literally yelling for the teacher, run, run. He yells it 1,100,000 times, and the lady just going towards him, and it's like he know his teacher dumb and not actually running. That's why he keeps saying it. That's what my mama was saying, because he just kept saying, Miss whatever her name is, run, and she just walking towards him. So she finally gets to where he's locked in at, and he's in the wall, behind the wall, in his bedroom. He's behind the wall knocking, and the monster starts to run towards her, and it like moves like a critter. And I don't like saying that word, but but she quickly closes the door and puts like his dresser in front of it so the monster can't get in. But the monster is trying to like, of course, go in the walls to get at Peter. Y'all, this also ain't make no sense. She got some little, you know what the little weapon she had reminded me of? I think it was the little poker when you use for the fireplace. And she's able to just break down the wall in like 30 seconds. So you mean to tell me the superhuman strength thing, monster's big sister, couldn't get its way out when the teacher easily breaks the wall down in like 30 seconds? So she gets Peter out. They running. They trying to get out. But we end up in the basement. And we have the monster come in, toss Peter down that little well thingy I was telling y'all about, trying to go after the teacher. But remember, she has this super, super long, disgusting hair. And so her body is up there with the teacher, but the hair is down with the little boy. So the little boy yanks the hair, climbing up. And while he's getting up and holding the monster's hair, the teacher is able to use that same little pick that she broke the wall with to like be smashing on the monster, and we're able to get the monster down into that well and close up the lid and chain and lock it up. Now this ain't make no damn sense. So as Peter and his teacher running out, the monster is like, Peter. First of all, they stopped why the hell we stopped? Because the monster calling our name. Let's get out of here. But anyway, the monster is all like, no matter. You're gonna not know if you locked me in here if I got out. When you go to sleep every night and you hear a noise, you're gonna wonder if it's me. Excuse me, man. Why would I still be living and sleeping in this house after these events? Also, the kid is a minor. His parents are dead. He can't just be living in the house. So this whole speech was very nonsensical and it made no sense. The kid can't still live in this house with you, child. Yo. Okay. Look, it's a lot of negative, but it was entertaining enough, and I actually enjoyed this movie. I would give it a solid 5, a 5 out of 10. Averagely enjoyable movie. You just can't ask too many questions, and you can't think too hard about it. Because a lot of it don't make no damn sense. But all I could think was, why won't just kill this thing? It's locked down there. We just pour gasoline down there, light that mug up. You die that way. Now, as much as I enjoyed this, I will say I feel like the ending kills it. The ending felt very lazy. The actual reveal of the monster was not as intriguing as the mystery of it. And I feel like we really didn't get any jump scares, which I like and think is fun. We got like one jump scare that I can recall. And it was just a lot of moments that at the end, when we find out the parents didn't kill the neighbor, we got this monster in the walls. And that's not to say that the parents weren't still psychotic, but a lot of stuff that they put in here with the parents, it just doesn't add up in the end. Because once we get to the end of the movie, I think back to when Peter was asleep or something, and he thinks he's awake, and he's calling for his mother. He sees her like walk by outside of his room, but then he realizes his dad is just like standing in the corner of his room, and the mom is in the hall because the dad is like, look what you did to your mom. And the mom is running down the hall, and the light click out, and you can't, and then it comes back with the mom like coming in our face. What was all that? Like, is there a supernatural element to this? Why did the kid dream that? What did he do to his mom? Like, what was the secret conversations the parents was having, which I can presume maybe they were actually discussing getting rid of the big older daughter, not Peter, but it just doesn't add up for me. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. And I also feel like, why they didn't just kill the older daughter in the first place? Like, why just keep her locked in the walls? Were y'all planning to just keep her in there for all eternity? Like, what happens when y'all get old and can't just, it just don't make any sense. But I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the mystery of it. I enjoyed the surprises of it. All the places you think it's going to go, but then the places it actually goes. The atmosphere and the ambiance of the movie. I feel like that giant creepy house, which I still don't understand the layout of, was a great setting. The teacher ain't make no damn sense. But whatever the hell, okay? We needed somebody to come in to help save the little boy. So she was the convenient person. But I definitely enjoyed this. I'm definitely glad I saw it. I'm going to always just be excited and love to go see a horror movie. But it could have been better. They could have really executed this a lot better. But it was still just enjoyable overall, though. This is one of those movies that feels very familiar, but it still manages to pull out some surprises. Oh, and along the lines of the stuff that I was saying just doesn't make sense once we get to the end. Along with how creepy the parents were acting, why did the dad have that hammer in his hand, and why did he have that cut on his arm? It couldn't have been because the big sister monster beast thing was trying to get out. because it was trying to use Peter. Because once we get to the end of the story, that's what the big sister monster tries to say. Like, oh, you're just like me. You killed our parents. Like, I made you do that. What? I don't understand. And I also don't understand how the teacher ain't died. Because that monster took out them bullies in a flash, in a heartbeat. But somehow the teacher is able to run and get whatever the hell. Look, when I'm enjoying something, I don't ask too many questions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let me know in the comments, how did you feel about Cobweb? I have seen somebody like rave about how much they love this movie. And then I saw somebody completely trash it and say they hated it. I'm not on the extreme of both of those. I'm kind of in the middle. I enjoyed it. It is extremely flawed, but I can overlook those flaws because I was entertained enough. But let me know how you felt. And if you haven't, check out my Grim Cuddy review, because that Grim Cuddy monster is this sister. And I also feel like the movie wouldn't be as like I said, it's more creepy because of the mystery, but it wouldn't be as like skin crawling and creepy to me if I didn't not like bugs and stuff like that. Because when you see the hair and of the big sister monster and the little crawly critters, like it's like when people have a fear of heights, so certain movies will give you like that. But I don't have a fear of heights, so I don't really ever get that from those type of movies. It's like that. Like, if I didn't think that the hair of the monster and little creepy crawlies were making my skin crawl, and if it wasn't the mystery, yeah, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Like I said, I really feel like it will lose a lot of its luster on rewatch with me already knowing where the story is going. But hey, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll see it again and I'll enjoy it even more. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.